On other fields, on other days. That's the primary charge for the cadets of Army. But on this field, the seeds planted by the likes of Davis, Blanchard, and Dawkins certainly have produced victory. Welcome to Michie Stadium at West Point, home of the Black Knights of the Hudson. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day, as we'll see the #1 team in the country, the Florida Atlantic Owls, taking on a fellow AAC opponent, the Army Black Knights. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Black Knights will kick it off to get us underway. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. The Owls offense takes the field for the first time today. And there's a man who believes he is always open. He carries that swag and that aura of a big-time playmaker, guys.
He's got to catch the football. If you're the quarterback coming into this one, you are looking for this guy early, and David, you're looking for him often.
And this offense better find ways to feature him. Find him, like you said, Jesse, early, often, deep, shallow. Get this man the football.
And to stop the jet sweep, you've got to be great at containing. You have to have players in the perimeter of your defense funnel the football and force it to go back inside. That time, that defense was not allowing that receiver to get outside.
Throws to the tight end. And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on you and seize momentum.
The one thing that can derail this offense, a bunch of 3-and-outs. They won't do that here, but they might go 4-and-out if they don't convert. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Grabbed over the middle, it's Hayes. He's not going to get there. Stopped short on 4th down. So the Army Black Knights offense will try to get something started with their first possession. As we take a look at our impact players for this one, what are you looking for, Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, then they've got a shot to win this one.
No doubt, they got to show up. These are the team leaders. These guys have to play well if they're going to win the football game.
Tried to pound it on 1st down, now back to the line. The big fullback's got it. Makes the tackle right at the 21-yard line. Pickup of 10 on the play, and his offense is threatening with a 1st down. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. The Black Knights look to do some damage in the red zone. On the option. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Man, that's just kind of frustrating for an offense. You move the ball all the way down the field. You got an opportunity on 3rd down, and you can't protect your quarterback. You get the sack, and now it's probably field goal time if you make a field goal.
And now on 4th down, they'll try a field goal. The kicker will try to punch one through from 41 yards away. Right down the boulevard, it's good. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
Well, this team knew coming into tonight's game they had to get momentum early, playing at home. They want to get the crowd into it, so you get a beautiful drive here to start this thing. You would have liked to cap it off with a touchdown, but listen, you set yourself up for a field goal, you knock it through the uprights, you've got the lead, everything right now looking good.
The Florida Atlantic offense will return to the field. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. They're going to test that run defense to the right here. Powers through. They've got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards. Starting this drive like that is exactly what they had hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. On the ground, it's Campbell. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Wide receiver shows motion. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
And that's a really good job by the defense, reacting to what they see. They see the quarterback flip it forward on the touch pass. Now I got to go get it, right? Corral that football. He picked up some yards, yeah, but you didn't give up that big explosive play. And now you have to make him earn it now in the next down.
He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a 1st down. This Florida Atlantic offense is moving quickly. Caught in the backfield, it's Henry. And that will go backwards. A negative play, and that defense on high alert that time.
He was not fooled on that one. You know, a lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off coverage. But you could tell the cornerback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the...
Going to throw it over the top of the D. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
Really nice play by the defender, being in a good position for that deep ball down the field, not letting the receiver put his big body on him, go up over top. The only thing that could have been better is that thing tipped to another defender, and it was an interception, but great coverage by the defender.
Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. Florida Atlantic goes to work with a fresh set of downs. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave him a little bit of everything on that one.
This defense really is on their heels. They've been on the field now for a long time on this drive, and they're just getting pushed around at the point of attack up front like we saw in that last play.
He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Running play to the left here, looking for the end zone. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Owls! And the extra point makes it 7-3. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now, they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets them up to the 24. Now on 2nd down. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. The ball pops out. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
Man, and it was just the impact of the hit that dislodged the football from the ball carrier. There was a heat-seeking missile coming in there, and he knocked that thing loose.
Line gets set, 1st down. Motion from the offense. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Into the house. Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. Well, Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Army has it back in the offense, ready to go. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to go. So this offense, David, they've got to get something going.
Yeah, those turnovers can be contagious, man. It gets you excited, and then when your offense takes it down the field and does something with it, this offense better be ready to play against a motivated defense.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. To the air, it's James. Unloads to the wideout. Complete in the middle. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chain.
Obviously, third downs are so critical because you get an extra chance to wear that defense out. Great job by the offense. Great job by the quarterback completing the pass, getting the first down, moving the sticks, fresh set it down, continue to wear on this defense.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. He'll ride his man on the option. Not much of a gain there on the ground, and that will do it for the first quarter. All right, guys, so Florida Atlantic has the lead. They largely dominated this first quarter as indicated by the stats. Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. The corners are walked up tight. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Fires to the wideout. What a snag by the defense. Bringing it back. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Owls. A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
A pair of top 15 teams throwing haymakers today. Let's show you the very latest. Sam Houston has the lead right now. Huntsville has been jumping all week, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by 7 over Middle Tennessee. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected, fellas.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And that play just never got started as he's run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. They'll try to put it in drive this time on 2nd down from the 22. Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Looking to throw, it's James. Fires one high and deep. And the ball is intercepted. Takes it the other way. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Nice read, nice break. Good job by the defender understanding that ball had some air underneath it. Takes advantage of it, goes and makes the big play.
Florida Atlantic takes over again, and the Owls offense will go back to work. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Holding.
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Line getting set on second down. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Crosses to 40. Oh, look out! They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33.
And this receiver is so dangerous. There's so many different ways that he can hurt a defense. You got to throw it to him conventionally, but find creative ways to get him the football out in space and let him go to work.
Exploded for a huge chunk of yards on that last one. They'll try to do it again here, 1st and 10 from the 33. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
And those slot receivers nowadays, they're little water bugs, man. You can play touch football in an elevator to lose to these guys because they're so quick and so dynamic. Get open and catch the football.
They make the stop, but he got work done on the ground, picking up 6 to the 23. Here they come up to the 23-yard line, not thinking field goal, wanting to convert this 3rd and short.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on 3rd down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play, moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense 1st and goal from the 7. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. They'll run it on 1st and goal. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
5-yard line. It's now 2nd and goal.
Second and goal coming up. Fast motion from the offense. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. As they come to the line, they've moved it, but they need 1 more yard on 3rd down. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Owls! That trip to the end zone is 25th career touchdown.
Man, he's been productive, just has a nose for the end zone. This dude's made big play after big play for his offenses, and that's 25 touchdowns, Palmer, on the ground for the big fella.
Pretty impressive, too, when you consider when you get close to that end zone, the defense is expecting run, they're loading the box, and still this guy has been able to find his way in. 25, it's a nice number.
The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
Here comes the option. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39. Running game worked on 1st down. Let's see if they go back to it on 2nd down. Keeping it on the ground with the running back. Tried to fight his way through that tackle, but he's brought down.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Now on 3rd down for this offense. The back goes in motion. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Didn't have much of a choice, just had to throw that one away. It'll be 4th down. And the Black Knights will try to pin them back with the punt. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week. They make the stop, but there is a penalty marker down. Let's see what the call is. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. 1st down here for the offense. Power football with the run. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Running back goes in motion. Quick pass on the jet motion. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9.
He's taken down at the 40. Brings up 2nd down.
Stuck with a running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. Looking to throw, it's Fancher. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete. Florida Atlantic trying to line up quickly. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Got it in stride inside the 20. Touchdown Owls. Reeled it in and just made the house call.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. Army has it back and the offense ready to go. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned.
And he throws another interception, his 3rd one of the night. Not much of a chance on the return, but they'll have the ball at the 33.
And it's nice to be the middle of the field safety. That's my responsibility. I own the middle. If you want to come across the middle, I'm going to hit you. If you want to throw it across the middle, I'm going to do a good job breaking on the football. Unbelievable job. You got to have vision on the quarterback. See it, break it, go get it. Give me that INT.
Quick pass on the fly motion. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Yeah, and way to be creative, way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly, get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and you're just trying to get that 1st down. Nice job, nice play call by the offense.
To the air on 1st down. Got it in the middle, it's Henry. He was working his way toward that goal line. They'll stop him at the 2 after the big play up top.
Man, this quarterback is having a first half. He's over 200 yards already, heating up, setting up.
Into the end zone he goes. Who gives a hoot? The Owls do. It's a touchdown.
Number 5.
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
And they did tack on that extra point with no problem. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get lathered up.
A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half.
I like this tight end. He does a really nice job on his route running. He's been beating man coverage. He can find the soft spots and zones. You got to get him involved.
Open the drive with a chunk play out past the 40, and they are in business on 1st down. Looking to move it through the air. Coming after him. And that's just a flat misfire, not even close to his receiver.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit, man, because they've come into this hostile environment and they've quieted the crowd down with some of the plays they're making. They've got a nice lead right here, and they're making it hard for this quarterback to go to work.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looking to throw, it's James. Right on target this time. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just this side of midfield, the defense trying to rise up on 3rd and short from the 49. Trying to get to it. Getting some heat. The pressure on him, and the quarterback goes down, and that's how we'll wrap up the first half. Florida Atlantic about to boot it away and get this second half underway. No chance to return that one. A booming kickoff out of the back of the end zone. It's a touchback. Army has it back in the offense, ready to go. What could go wrong did in the first half, and they start this third quarter at the bottom of the mountain.
Man, that was bad. That was a frying pan to the head. That was a TKO. It was awful in the first half. Flush it. I got to start doing something right. I got to find some positives. I get the ball first to start this possession, try to put a scoring drive together.
The only thing you can do at this point offensively is just make sure your best players are touching the football as often as possible. You recruited these guys, you got guys out of the portal, you put your faith in them to make plays. This is a time to go out and do it.
The big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
On 3rd down, going up top. Got his man downfield. Oh, look out, there he goes. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Army!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Florida Atlantic has the ball back, and the offense will try to put together a drive. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute there.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Hey, listen, explosive plays comes in all different shapes and sizes. That time, they attack the outside to the left on the ground, and that is a momentum-shifting play.
They know they have a huge advantage there. I expect them to go right back to it.
And what do you do now if you're on defense? You got to be expecting that they're going to try and attack that side of the field, maybe in the same way, maybe on this next play right here.
On the move, it's Mobley. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical. They wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
Quarterback, quick pass to the receiver. Fighting off the defender. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was able to outflank the defense. That puts him out in space where he's able to use his speed. Nice job with the pre-snap motion and timing.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big game.
They're going to go right back to him on first down. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. And the Owls will snap it on 1st and 10. The give to the back. They'll give him 4 yards on the carry. It's down at the 8-yard line. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Here's the handoff. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Touch pass on the right. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good. And that'll add 3 more to a lead that is already way out of hand. That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running. If you can do that, I don't know why you don't do it every time. Reduce the risk. Banged it out of the back of the end zone. They'll put it in play at the 25. Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Now on the option. And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the 3rd quarter. And guys, Florida Atlantic is on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. 2nd down now as they're ready to go back to work. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. For the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's passed, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
Offense has a huge lead right now in the 4th quarter, and they're just going to run this football to try to ice the game. Being more dominant, being more physical at the point of attack.
Sweet feet on the move. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll give it to the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the 1st down.
I'll say, watching this offense this year, one of the things you have to be really happy about is their ability to move the sticks. This is one of the top 25 offenses in the...
Touchdown, Owls! And the route is on. That lead a little more comfortable now as they close in on extending this winning streak. And the extra point is good. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Florida Atlantic, 52, Army, 10.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Now here on 2nd down, see if they keep tossing it around. Looking for a man. It's James. Feeling some heat. The freshman able to get home with the sack.
Yeah, and this defense just putting the cherry on top of the sundae. They've been all over the place. They've done a great job. Their offense has built a huge lead. We're just counting down the minutes on the clock now.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Avoids pressure. Never has to leave the pocket and fires over the middle. And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game in the 4th quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots. We get the interception. This one's almost over.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. With jet sweep pass. Tackle was made after the 1st down.
It's so important this offense is able to get this guy the ball in space, especially in the perimeter of the field. And I love that last play call because he's able to get outside and use his speed. To me, that's where this guy is most dangerous.
On first down, here comes this offense. The give as they work on that clock.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming into the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they built this lead. They've had a great day today.
Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. And the punishment has been extended. That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the fourth quarter as they go for their 6th straight win.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. And what can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation. And they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet. And that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
Army has it back in the offense, ready to go. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be an opportunity to...
And here's a fumble way behind the line. The offense somehow fell on it, and they'll retain possession. After getting nothing done on the last one, this is a big play, 2nd and long from the 11. Looking to pass, it's James. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Now, on offense, you're trying to get your running back involved here in the passing game, and obviously no success on that play. Defense seemed like they were aware of it, and all of a sudden you've set yourself up in a tough position here on 3rd.
Fires to the big fella. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
Number 13, on to punt it away.
Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. They bring him down strong. Effort by the coverage team, and that's how they'll put a period on